Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video on how to conceal dark circles and also brighten up your eyes. This video I'm actually going to be using higher end products on one eye and then some cheaper alternatives on the other eye, so that way there's a broad range of products for no matter what price point you want to spend on your makeup. But I do show you the differences in the two products and also the quality differences in which one you think would be worth the money, depending on how bad your dark circles are or what type of skin that you have. So I'll be going over that. I'm going to be featuring some products from Becca Cosmetics and also NYX and e.l.f. Cosmetics. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing that I always do is apply my foundation. I do actually apply this around my eyes because it gives a nice base and it also helps to conceal. This is like the new Total Cover Matte foundation that they have. I'll be reviewing this very soon, but I'm still kind of testing it out. So far so good, but I'll let you guys know. Now that I'm done with my foundation, on my right eye, I'm going to be using the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And this is actually a peachy tone concealer. This also has some brightening properties in it, so it gives your eye a little bit of illumination. It doesn't really have glitter or shimmer, but it just has this really nice brightening effect that helps brighten up your under eyes. This is definitely a peachy pink tone to it, so I feel like this would still work with anyone's skin tone, but if you were super yellow, this might look a little too pink for you. Not really sure though, but it works great on me. I'm also using my e.l.f. medium sponge. This is part of the trio sponges, and I'm actually using this dry. I like using it dry because it doesn't remove too much of the product as opposed to when you wet the sponges, and it just applies the right amount and it also absorbs any excess in those creases. You could use your finger though or a brush to apply it and you get the same effect. So now for the other eye, I'm using the NYX Dark Circle Concealer Corrector, and this is a very similar product. It's obviously cheaper from the drugstore. This one is in Fair. It still has that peach tone to it, but this one is a little bit more yellow. This is also much thinner in texture. It has a very thin but still pretty full coverage. It's not as full coverage in my opinion as the Becca one, and you can see the difference in after I've applied it on each eye. I might have to kind of layer this up sometimes, or you could even use a concealer over top of this. So you would apply this first for the color correction, and then you can just go over it with a regular concealer to help give yourself some more coverage. So now for the setting powder, I'm using the new Becca. This is the Soft Light Blurring Powder, and this I actually use all over my face too, but this has those same brightening properties to it. This is actually kind of like a beige tone, so it does have a little bit of tint, but it's pretty much a translucent powder. I'm just using my Sigma tapered highlighting brush. This is the F35 brush. This is pointed, so it works great under the eyes. I'm just using this to dust that powder to set the under eye on my right eye. This also helps to brighten up your eyes because it does have that light reflecting particles in it. It's not glittery though, and you're not going to really see any shimmer. It just gives your skin a very dewy look, but still matte at the same time. So now to set the other eye, I'm using the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. I've used this so much and I actually really like this. It has more of a bright pinkish purple tone to it, but it's still like a translucent powder, but this definitely looks a little bit more white compared to beige with the other one. But this is supposed to also help conceal a little bit and also brighten the under eyes with that bright pink tone that it has. Again, I don't see any shimmer in this, but it does give a nice brightening effect underneath of your eyes. So I'm just setting under my eyes with this. This helps to prevent it from creasing and also help brighten at the same time. So now that I'm done with both eyes, you can kind of see the difference. I can tell that the NYX one didn't have quite as good of coverage, but it was still pretty good. I could probably layer this up even more if I wanted to. Like I can still see a little bit of the freckles under my eyes, and I have quite a few, and a little bit more on this eye, so it's a little bit hard to tell. But I definitely know for sure that the Becca one is thicker, so it does have more coverage. I do notice that. But the powders I feel like are pretty much the same. This one from Becca might have a little bit more of that shimmery, dewy brightening effect to it, especially since I do use this all over my face, so I do know that, as opposed to the e.l.f. one. It still sets really good, but it's not quite as brightening as the Becca one. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to discuss some more things. So in the middle of applying my makeup, I was about to do my eyeliner and I actually noticed some creasing going on. So the Becca one always creases a little bit on me, and I usually just take like a Q-tip or some more powder and just dust under my eyes when I'm done with my makeup. But the NYX side, I notice a lot of creasing. Even on the top of my eye, I see some creasing going on, even though I did set it with that e.l.f. powder, which I was really surprised. So now that I'm done with my makeup, I am going to show you just a little trick that I always do to brighten up my eyes. On the right eye, I'm going to be using the Becca highlighter in Opal, and this is such a beautiful highlighter. It's just a really pretty like champagne rose gold, like a light rose gold color. I'm just taking a Sigma angled shading brush and I'm just going to dab that on the inner corners of my eyes. I'm also going to take it right under my brow bone, and that's just going to lift your eye a little bit, and it really makes your eyes pop, especially when I'm not wearing eyeshadow like today. I'm just wearing a colored liner. I like to add a little bit of highlight. So for the other eye, I had to pick a drugstore version for you guys. This is the e.l.f. It says blush gems, but I think it is a highlighter. The color looks almost identical, but this one's a little bit more pink. I can't really tell a difference in color on my eyes, so I did the same thing. I applied it to my inner corner and also under my brow. This wasn't quite as intense, but you could definitely layer this up, or you could even wet your brush before applying it to make it a little more intense. And it still did the trick at really brightening up of my eyes. It just wasn't as bright, and it looked a little bit more rosy as opposed to the other one was a little bit brighter, like silvery looking. So that is it. As you can see the difference under my eyes, they're definitely a lot more brighter and more awake looking, and I don't have any dark circles showing through. Again, the drugstore side, I see a little bit of like the freckles underneath my eyes showing through, but not too bad. I could have layered it up if I wanted a little bit more fuller coverage. So there are some options if you don't want to purchase the higher end ones. Although I love the Becca products so much, especially this corrector. It's definitely one of my favorite products from them that I've ever tried, and I've been using it for a while now, and I just love it to death. Especially this powder over top just makes such a difference and has really good coverage for my dark circles. Now, if I could just get down the creasing part and make sure it doesn't crease on me too much throughout the day, then it would be totally perfect. So definitely let me know if you have tried either one of these and what your thoughts are. You can tell me which one you plan on purchasing in the comments down below. I'll have photos on the blog post that goes with this video that'll show you some up close before and afters if you want to see a little bit more in detail. That post will also have product links. So if you want to purchase any of this stuff at discounted price, I'll put those links on the blog post, and the link for that post will be the first one in the description box down below. If you want to enable video notifications so you'll get an alert when I post a new video, just click that little bell icon beside the subscribe button on my channel and you'll be notified when I post. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye everyone.